And we're back. This is episode 4 of Probably Shouldn't Be Recording This. Not sure how the sound quality is going to be. I, like a dummy, forgot to charge my microphone because I forgot I had one. So, killing it. This is going to be my Thanksgiving episode. And by Thanksgiving episode, I'm going to touch on my feelings about said holiday, and also something that got brought up this weekend. Nebraska got their ass kicked by Penn State on Saturday, 37-10. And I don't know, anybody with a brain that watched Penn State play and beat Michigan State knew that this was the Penn State team that they should have been, like, this whole year. So Nebraska traveled out there and got their ass kicked. They didn't play well on offense, didn't play well on defense. They haven't been able to stop the run all year. They did lose a couple of really big, strong run defenders in Ty Robinson and Nash Hutmacher. Maker? Can't remember the actual pronunciation. But anybody that, looked at the line knew that this was going to be a struggle stopping the run this year. They have a lot of talented younger players. Williams, Winery, former 5-star. Keona Davis, 4-star, stud. But he's a freshman. Williams, Winery, freshman. And the guy they have running the middle, Jesus Christ. Elijah Judy is a senior, but he's, 300 pounds. And when you're going to run a 3-4 or a 3-3-5, you need your defensive tackle, your nose tackle, to probably be at least 320 to 330 to 340. Because what that does is that frees up the linebackers behind him to make stops. I don't know why this guy's honking. Sorry, I got a big fucking semi behind me honking. Like we can go anywhere. What's your fucking deal, bud? Got places to go or what? Jesus. Okay, sorry about that. This is the thing we'll run into while I'm driving. People are crazy out here on the roads. Anyway, back to what I was going to talk about first. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's talk about that first. It's already started. They didn't have the tools, I feel, to run a successful 3-3-5 when it comes to stop and run. A smart Husker fan knew that. They lost 2 amazing seniors that did a lot of stuff. I'm also talking here because I bit the shit out of my tongue. I apologize if it sounds different. But yeah, they didn't have the necessary components to run a strong run defense out of the 3-3-5. Smart Husker fan knew that. Coming into this game, they're 90-something in the country against the run, but they're also 7th in the country against the pass. In this game, they sucked at both. So the result kind of played out how I thought. I stopped watching after the little bit before halftime, when the score I think was 24-3. So And I knew they were going to lose. I predicted them to lose. I have a little prediction thing I do with my cousin every week with Husker games. Right now I'm doing pretty good. I think the only game I got wrong was Michigan. I really thought they had a chance to beat Michigan. So they almost did. They should have. They could have. But again, they allowed 200 and some odd yards rushing, so they couldn't stop them when it mattered. So I knew they were going to lose. I've come very far in my fandom, used to these games where they would lose, even if I thought they were going to lose, would, destroy my whole day. I was an asshole all day, couldn't be talked to, didn't want to do anything. Now I'm at the point, I'm 42, and it's time to stop letting this stuff ruin my days, nights, sometimes whole weekends, just because they lost a football game. But I go on social media, or I go on the Husker site I'm subscribed to for the next 2 weeks until that goes away. And these people are calling for the head coach to get fired, the defensive coordinator to get fired, the running backs coach to get fired. All of these, not like we're sitting here, Matt Rule. I believe in Matt Rule. I think he's gonna, get this program to where it needs to be. I should also remind people that Nebraska is the youngest team in the Big 10. They have 90 players on their roster that are sophomores, redshirt freshmen, or freshmen on their team. And what Matt Rule usually does is he recruits, gets young, lets the young players play a couple years, and then by year 3 of those players playing, they take off. This is year 2 of that system. So it is technically Matt Rule's 3rd year at Nebraska, and the 3rd year of Matt Rule, other coaching stops, he's won 10 games. But he took over a Nebraska program that wasn't like when he took over Baylor, or wasn't like when he took over Temple. He took over a program that actually had talent, and he was able to build on that and get them to a bowl game in year 2. So this whole let's fire the coach, let's fire this, that, and the other because we lost a football game. These fans have sat here for the last 20 some odd years firing coaches, firing coordinators, firing. I don't know how else to say this, but it hasn't fucking worked. Firing people is not the answer to everybody's problems. They get jealous of the progress that other teams like Indiana are making. And it's like every situation is different. And I just get, I'm a Husker fan. Die hard. I will, love the Huskers until the day I die. But I also fucking hate Husker fans. Because they're so irrational. Nothing is ever good enough. Nebraska's sitting at 7-4 before the season ends. They play Iowa on Black Friday. I have already picked them to beat Iowa. I just feel it in my bones that they're going to beat them. These fans, they want perfection. And I don't know how else to say this as well, but this isn't the 90s. Those times are gone. You have to do things differently now with the transfer portal and all of that kind of stuff. It's so different now than when Nebraska was dominant in the 90s. So what I'm saying is Husker fans are the worst. They're also the best because they're kind, caring, and supportive, and will support a team that's dog shit year after year. But they're not dog shit anymore. They're just kind of shit. They're working their way to not be shit. I just don't have the time or the energy to get so mad because they lost a football game and then have somebody lose their job. If you look at their defensive stats, their rankings, I think they're in the top 25 in points allowed per game. They haven't yet allowed a team, I think maybe that's not the case anymore because Penn State. But until last week, they were one of only like 2 teams that haven't allowed 400 yards against them. So, what's the problem? Yes, they need to get some improvements. The transfer portal is like free agency now. You know, and Matt Rule got the guarantee when he signed his extension that he's going to get the backing to go out and be a player. So I fully expect Nebraska, with their funds, to go out and get a stout defensive tackle. I expect them to go out and get like these linebackers that are difference makers. Because Nebraska has a lot to offer. The stadium's full every week. Their facilities are in the top 10 in the country. They have a pretty excellent NIL program for being somebody who's, you know, the most games they've won in the past 10 years, 7 games. I don't know, man. I just get so frustrated with Husker fans. They want it all. They want it all to happen now. And they haven't really been paying attention. A Husker fan that knows his stuff, knows their stuff, wasn't predicting a championship season this year. I only know of a few people who were predicting 10 wins. 10. I thought they were going to go 8-4 this year. And they still have a very real shot of doing that. 8-4 is solid. They went 6-6 in the regular season last year and won their bowl games. So they won 7 games. First time they won 7 games in, like I said, a decade. So, I don't know. I think the expectations are unrealistic. They fall back into this fire everybody thing, and it doesn't make sense to do that anymore. I think Rule will make some changes if he feels it's necessary, but I don't necessarily think John Butler did a bad job. I think he did an okay job for what he had. I feel like he sometimes struggles to make adjustments, especially when you know you're weak defending the run. I think you kind of have to, and you have a strong secondary. You should game plan around that. Force the quarterbacks to beat you through the air. Oh well, there's a lot of traffic because of these trains. These trains are a problem. So we'll see. Oh, I don't know. That's just my rant on Husker fans. I can't stand them. I love them, but I can't stand them. So, like, whenever Nebraska loses a game, I don't go on social media for at least 2 to 3 days. Just because they're miserable. And why do you, as a full-grown adult, let a football team let you be that miserable? But as I said in one of the earlier episodes, being a Nebraska football fan is like being in an emotionally abusive relationship. So, you know, and it's just hard for us to quit. But I mean, I've gotten smarter. I understand now. It's just a game. These are young kids to grown men playing a game for the university that we love and we grew up loving. But Husker fans need to relax. They need to fucking relax. Okay. So are we getting a green light here at any point? If the train's coming, I understand why the right turn lane is shut down. People are going past us. What's the deal, guys? Green means go in all forms of traffic. I don't know. Anyway, so that is my Husker football rant. Like I said, I think they will beat Iowa. I think it'll be a 1-score game. But I feel like they're going to pull it out. And even when they do, or if they do, they're not going to get any credit for it. Especially from the Husker fans. They're like, well, Iowa can't do this, that, and the other. Iowa this, that. Iowa. You know, if they win, you know, it's time to give them some credit. They won 8 regular season games for the first time since 2012, 2011. It's been a long fucking time. You know, and if they win 8, there's a real chance they can win 9 games. 9 games used to be the standard around here with Bo Pelini and all that. So I am just curious as to what else they expect from the team. I think they're doing the best they can with what they have. And I have no doubt they will load up on quality transfers. Their 2027 class is already ranked inside the top 10. And they just added a 4-star running back that's like number 70, ranked number 70 in the country for that year. So I know we've been told to have patience as a Husker fan for the last 25 years. I get it. It's bullshit. Do we have a breakdown in the middle lane? Like, what's happening? I feel like I need to go around. Yeah, we have a breakdown in the middle lane. That's what's going on. That is what's going on. And so, yeah, I've been stuck at this light for the last 2 cycles because someone is broken down in the middle lane, blocking traffic. So anybody who's trying to go straight right now is basically fucked. And I have gotten myself pinned here to where I can't move and everybody's going around me. And I'm getting pissed off, y'all. Oh, this semi's broke down as fuck. That sucks. That sucks. That sucks. That sucks for everybody that was still behind him too. Well, I got out of it, so we're good. Yeah, back to my dear old Huskers. You know, I love them. I will always be pie in the sky kind of person. Every year I find a way to find 9, 10 wins on the schedule. And then I talk myself down to 8. And then I talk myself back up to 10. And then I talk myself down to 7 because I get defeatist. But yeah, you know, I'm just asking for the Husker fans to chill the fuck out. Relax. Stop calling for people's jobs whenever they lose a football game. Penn State had more talent. As simple as that. Simple as that. I don't know. That's my rant. I could talk for hours about that team and what it does to people that root for them. It makes them irrational assholes. You know, that's not to say that I haven't seen that from other fan bases. My stepdad, I have seen burn all of his CU stuff because they lost a football game. Mind you, he was shit-faced drunk when he did it, but still. I've seen, being a sports fan, fan is short for fanatic. The word is very true to life. People do some absolutely insane shit when they're rooting for a football team. Unfortunately, when you grow up in Nebraska, at the time that I did, early 80s, going into the 90s, which was the best time for Husker football, it's kind of in your blood. But the further I got removed from it, I don't live there. I haven't lived in Nebraska since I was 14 years old. It's not a big deal to me anymore. Yeah, I still watch religiously. I follow religiously, but if they lose, it's not gonna, no skin off my back. It's like, okay, that's the result, and then turn the TV off and move on. Move on with my life. I can't let a fucking football game ruin my day. Just thinking about how much it used to. It's kind of embarrassing. Yeah. These bicyclists, man, they got some balls. Still don't stop at stop signs. It's kind of annoying. I think they're invincible. It's like, dude, my car's 2,000 pounds. I will win. Anywho, so yeah, let me move on from Husker football, because like I said, I could talk about that shit for hours. Next, we're approaching Thanksgiving. It's 2 days from now. I don't like this holiday. I'm very conflicted on this holiday. I like the fact that it means getting together with family. Oh, we're hosting this year. That's cool. Pretty excited about that. But we're hosting this year, and we have brothers coming over. We have my wife's brother and his partner and their kids coming over. We got our stepmom coming over. We'll have all of our kids. So it'll be a nice big celebration. It's going to be pretty cool. They're going to, unfortunately for me, yours truly, I have to work on Thanksgiving. I'll be working I know my schedule. I'll be working 4:30 to 3 on Thanksgiving. So, unfortunately, the duties of cooking all of the food and stuff will fall to my wife and daughter, but I have the utmost faith in them. They will cook amazing food, and it will be awesome. But this holiday in itself is fucking bullshit. We celebrate Thanksgiving. We don't really, focus on why it's even a thing to begin with. And I'm pretty uneducated, but the Native Americans let these European people into their lives and let them in on this big tradition, and then they got slaughtered, and then they got massacred, and it's just but we as Americans sit there gorging ourselves on turkey and ham and mashed potatoes and all that. I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me. It's a colonizer holiday. I'm not a huge fan of it. I give credit to my wife and her way of thinking, because when I was younger, I loved this holiday. I got to eat as many rolls as I want. Football was on during the day. I didn't have school. It was great. Then you get up, then you grow up, and you educate yourself on the true meaning of this holiday and what was behind it, and what we as Americans have done to it, like we do to all other things, bastardize it, and commercialize it. I'm just not a fan. I'm a fan of being around my family, so I look forward to that. But honestly, fuck this holiday as a whole. Like, the meaning behind it, getting together with family, super awesome. Always will support that. The holiday itself, Thanksgiving, not a fan. I will say, I guess we'll do that corny topic. What do you think? I will share that with some personal news. I was able to secure some funds that will get me out of debt, like 6 months before I was supposed to, which will free up a little over $500 a month for myself. So all of that stress that I've been stressing out, I won't have to get a second job now. It's been awesome. So I'm very thankful for that. Very thankful for a 401k that allows you to take a loan from yourself. I'm also very thankful for my lovely wife and amazing kids. I don't really know where I would be without them. I don't remember what my life was like before them. it's kind of like I've been with them the whole time. Like when I look back at my life, they're there, even if they weren't actually there. So, as a always in recovery addict who didn't know, what life had in store for him, meeting her and, her having these kids that I've come to, love immensely and will do anything for. It's kind of cool. I am very happy with how everything has gone. So yeah, I'm thankful for those guys, obviously. I'm thankful to be alive, honestly. I've told you guys a few different things that happened to me, 2 different brain surgeries, and here I am still kicking. Alright, we gotta shit or get off the pot, guys. Are you going? Sorry. The ability to merge is still a wild concept to some people. I merged, I'm getting on the highway going home. I'm curious to see the difference in traffic, because I know a lot of people are heading out of state to go celebrate colonizer holiday with their family. Excuse me, that's disgusting. Enjoying a delicious diet, Mountain Dew Zero. It makes me dancing. So, what is it? I'm thankful for my family, my wife and kids, for being alive. I'm thankful for, being able to make this podcast and people actually listen to it. I had a couple coworkers be like, yeah, listen to your podcast the other day. I was like, you did? Oh my god, that's so nice of you. Yeah, it's that kind of cool. I enjoy. I'm very thankful to be able to do this. I'm very thankful that it excites me, and I look forward to recording new episodes. Yeah, I think that's all I'm really thankful for. I'm thankful I have a working car. All the little shit. I'm thankful for my little cats, Toast and Marceline. I'm taking Toast to the vet tomorrow. We're pretty sure that he has a parasite. Because of he has gassy little toots and they smell rancid. He also tends to kind of throw up his food sometimes, not all the time, sometimes. And yeah, so we think he has a parasite. We'll find out tomorrow. Get to take him to the vet. Earlier before that, daughter and I are going to Costco right when they open at 10 o'clock so we can get 2 of their delicious rotisserie chickens. That is what we will be having for Thanksgiving instead of turkey. And they're planning on making a whole bunch of stuff. I'm very much looking forward to that. But then, on Black Friday, I have to work at 12 midnight to 10:30 in the morning. So, I will be having the best day. I'll work, come home, eat, and then go to bed. So it's kind of... It is what it is. But I'm happy. I don't mind working on Thanksgiving. The place I work, I'll get double pay. I'll get my 10 hours and then I'll get 8 hours of holiday. So I'll get 18 hours of pay for one day. It's pretty good. So I'm not mad at it. Let's see. I think that might be a good place to stop. I touched on my topics. It was I hope everybody has a good and safe Thanksgiving. I know Thanksgiving is a big drinking day as well. So if you plan on drinking and going out, please designate a sober driver. If anybody that listens to this has my phone number and they need a ride at any point, please call me, text me. I'll do my best to make sure that you guys get to where you need to go safely. Just, take care of yourself, take care of one another. I gotta make this turn before I stop this. It's clutch catching that light coming down on the exit. Okay. Alright, guys. Thank you again for listening. Happy Thanksgiving. And I hope you all have